Good morning, it's Pastor Jay coming to you from the breezeway here outside the fellowship hall in the sanctuary. We've been talking about parables, and today is our third installment of that. Remember, in the first week, we heard about the parable of the sower, and it shows us how people receive the Word of God and whether it bears fruit in their life or not. Last time, we talked about Jesus trying to let us see what the emotions of being a part of his rule are like the person who finds a pearl of great price or a treasure hidden in a field. Today we're going to do the most famous one. We're going to do the parable of the Good Samaritan. I think you know how this one goes. And you need to realize it's an answer to a question. A lawyer asked Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?" And Jesus flips that question around. It goes from who is my neighbor, in other words, like an identity, who's my enemy, who's my friend, to more of what does it mean to be a neighbor? And he tells that story, and it's great because he uses one of their enemies. A lot of people don't realize that Samaritans were not in good standing with Jewish people. They were enemies, really, to one another. And he makes the enemy the hero of the story. And what he's trying to tell us is that it's what you do that makes you a good neighbor, not who you are. And so that's kind of life-changing. It really, I know for me, it says, hey, it's about what I'm doing, not just my identity as a pastor or a Christian. It's about, am I really living that out? And you know the story well. The man's going down the road from Jerusalem to Jericho, and he falls amongst thieves, and they rob him, and they leave him half dead. And then along comes a Levite. He would be like a lay leader today, and he comes along, he goes around the other side of the road. Then there comes a priest, and the priest passes him by. But this Samaritan has pity on him. He has compassion for him. And so he binds up his wounds, he takes him to an inn, and promises to pay whatever it takes to the innkeeper to care for him. And that's what it means to be a good neighbor. And that's what this parable is about today. The parable is about what it means to be a neighbor, not who your neighbor is. And I think for these times when we want to say, friend or foe and who's in or who's out, I think it's a really good thing for us to remember that a neighbor is what you are, and how you treat other people. So God bless you today. Hope you have a wonderful day. And we'll get through this. We've been a long time into this time of isolation, but it looks like it's beginning to end. So God bless you today.